has joined. Okay, Pranjal is there. Okay, Naveen has to join. Okay, so today we are going to see about the Green's function for half base and unit part. Okay, so yesterday, the last class we have seen Green's function. So the Green's function we have defined like this, like g of xy from the fundamental solution we constructed. So g of xy is equal to pi of x minus y minus pi x of y. So where pi x is nothing but the character function. So this pi of xy, we know it is satisfying this fundamental solution, okay? And g of minus pi of xy, you got to define something like minus del y pi x equal to 0, and then pi x equal to pi of x minus 1, okay, or minus of x. So this is the one which we have defined for the Green's function. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to define it for the half base and other things. Before that, we are going to prove one more thing that we are going to prove is that this g of xy is symmetric. Okay, g of xy and g of yx is same. Okay, and before that, one more theorem is there. Okay, so we are going to prove this one. And before that, one more theorem is there. One corollary, whatever we proved in the last class, for that one corollary is there. So that is going to be like this. So we had a representation formula. The representation formula, which is nothing but the Poisson's for the Poisson's equation, we had a representation formula. Okay, that representation formula is going to give you some kind of relation. U of x, you are going to get it. Okay, something in terms of omega. Okay, in the case of g of xy will come. Okay, and then minus you have dou omega. Okay, and dou omega you have dou g by dou u. Dou g by dou u. Those things are okay. Dou g by dou u into f of y. Okay, f of y into dsy. So these are the okay. So now u of x is this one. Now what we have is that this is the case. Okay, so this we obtained by solving this equation. Minus del u equal to h, u is equal to f. So this is the one which we for this one only we obtained this Poisson representation formula using Green's function we have obtained. Now suppose h is 0. Okay, suppose this h is 0, then automatically what will become? This will become 0. Okay, this will go to 0. Therefore, you will get minus dou g by dou u into f of y ds. So that is a simple corollary. Okay, it's obvious. You don't need any proof for it. Okay, yeah, that's the one we have. So the corollary, if h is identically 0, then this will become like minus fy into dou g by dou u into ds. That is the corollary. Now next one what we have is that we have a symmetry which I stated. So g of xy equal to g of yx we have. Okay. So for this let us give a simple proof. So the proof is again based on the previous claims 1 and 2 only. What we need to prove is that we have to prove that. So what I am going to define is that I am going to define g of x comma. So I just pick some x comma y. Okay, x comma y in omega or x comma y in omega. Okay, such that x not equal to. Now I am going to define a new variable z. Okay, it is not different from x and y. What I am going to define is that I am going to define g of x comma z as d of z. Okay, and then w of z is nothing but g of y comma z. G of y comma z. Now if I allow. Okay, if I allow, what I need to do is that suppose I allow, suppose I prove this one. Okay, from this one, what I am trying to do is that I am just trying to allow z tends to y, and here I am going to allow z tends to z x. Okay, so in that case, what I need to prove is that I have to prove that v of y equal to w of x equal. If I prove that, then I am done. Okay, so this is g of x comma z. Okay, then what we have is that this is going to satisfy this relation. Del v of z equal to 0, okay, and then v is equal to 0. Okay, this I am taking, and then because this is from the Green's function one, then what I have is that I have del w is equal to 0 and w equal to 0. Okay, So these are all I'm going to take. Now what I got to prove is that I got to prove that from these two, what I got to prove is that I got to prove that V of y equal. So as z tends to y and z tends to x here, what I need to prove is that I got to prove that V of y equal to W of x. If I prove this one, then V of y is nothing but G of x comma y, and W of x is nothing but G of y comma x. So if I prove this one, therefore what I need to prove is that I need to prove this one. V of y equal to W of x. So for the part I'm going to take is that I'm going to like the previous one. In the previous one, always we had a problem at the place like x equal to 0, okay, or x equal to y. Okay, most in the previous case we used to have x equal to y case we will have problems. So we used to prove like because pi of x minus y, pi of x is having singularity at x equal to 0, and pi of x minus y is having singularity at x equal to 1. So in that case we have a couple over there. Now we are dealing with two different things. Okay, g of x comma z and w of x comma z. G of x comma z is involving a term called pi of x minus z, and g of y comma z is having a term called pi of y minus z. Okay, therefore I have two singularity. For this one, g of x comma z I have a singularity at x equal to z, and here y equal to z I have a singularity. Therefore, what I need to do is that I need to extract that ball, okay, an epsilon ball around that radius, okay, at x and y. Then I can just solve that problem. So I'm going to take b of x comma epsilon, okay, for a given epsilon, and here also I'm going to take b of y comma epsilon, and I'm going to take union of that. Then I'm going to subtract this one. Okay, that I call it as something like omega epsilon. Okay, so then the remaining places I can apply the same thing. Okay, the remaining places it is going to be valid. All these things, whatever I have derived for the earlier class, is going to be valid. So now, from the identity which we have derived in the last class, what we can prove is that integral. This is like Green's identity. So integral p into delta w, d into delta w minus w into delta v. Okay, so this we have already derived in the last class. So omega epsilon is going to become like integral over dou omega of epsilon. Okay, so this is going to become like one with dou v, another with dou w is going to come. So v into dou w by dou u minus w into dou v by dou u into dr epsilon. Okay, but this is 0 because del w is 0, del v is also 0, this side is 0. Only right hand side is going to exist. Okay, so that one I am going to split it into two terms. Okay, this dou omega epsilon, that is going to become like I can split that into, because it has b of x comma epsilon, b of y comma epsilon is there. Okay, so in that case what it is going to become is that we will just split that into two parts. One part is like b into dou w, because at the omega it's going to become like dou omega, it is going to become like 0. Okay, so on that is no problem. Only b of x comma epsilon and b of y comma epsilon, that's a problem. So that we cannot apply that directly. So in that case, what I'm going to do, I'm going to apply b of x comma epsilon. Okay, same term, v into dou w by dou u minus w into dou v by dou u dr plus y, plus the union is that, therefore plus b of y comma epsilon into same thing, v into dou w by dou u minus w into dou v by dou u into dr plus y. Okay, so now we have to apply for this one. So what we are going to prove is that for this epsilon, what we have is that, so since it is 0, okay, what we are going to get is that you just put this over here and then change the inequality. Sorry, change the expression over there. So what we get is that v into dou w by dou u, okay, equal to w into dou v by dou u. Okay, so this is going to become like here minus symbol will come. So therefore I am just interchanging that. That's what I got written here. So that's the one which I have. Okay. So this 0 will vanish here. So I'm just putting that minus. So now what we need to prove is that we need to prove that we know v of z. Okay, v of z is going to become like pi of z minus x. The solution v of z from the g of x z definition, it is going to become like pi of z minus x in minus pi x of z. So this is nothing but g of z comma x comma z is nothing but pi of z minus x minus pi x of z. Okay. Now, from the claim, what we can prove that, okay, from the previous claim, what we can prove is that as the x tends to, as the epsilon tends to 0, what we will prove is that this is going to become like, we are going to prove this one, okay, the left hand side, this is going to become like w of x. So from the claim of, from the proof of claim 2 and claim 3 of previous theorem, you can prove that this is going to become like w of x. Same way, w of z, okay, this one is going to become like, this is going to become like pi of z minus y, okay, pi of z minus y minus pi y of z. So once again, same kind of things, okay, what you can do is that this side, right hand side, okay, so this is going to become like p of y. Again, same kind of the proof of 2 and claim, proof of claim 2 and 3. So using that you can prove that the right hand side is going to become like p of y. Therefore, what we have is that w of x is equal to p of y. Okay, so that means both are going to become same. That's it. So only thing is you need to use the claim 2 and 3 from the previous term, then you can just claim this 2. Okay. Now what we have is that we have something called Poisson's formula for the half space. Okay. So the similar kind of technique we have applied in the wave equation, where we try to solve the problem for where we try to solve the problem for odd cases, and then from there we try to project it for the even cases, right? So the same case over here, okay, same kind of things over here. We are going to define a reflection in a plane. Okay, we know how to solve that in the R. In R we know how to define. In R we know how to define, or Rn plus Rn we know how to define. Now I'm going to define Rn plus. Okay, Rn plus. So in Rn plus, what we are what I mean is that I just take only the last one, okay, the last coordinate. Okay, so if you just take r square, now r square, what is the half space is nothing but I can just define something like x equal to x1 comma x2 such that x2 is greater than 0. This is called the reflection in the reflection in the plane. Okay, though with respect to tau r square. Okay, so this is called r square plus. Same way, in R plus, what I am going to define is that I am going to define x equal to x1, x2, etc. xn minus 1, comma xn, such that xn greater than 0. So this is the reflection in the plane. Okay, so if you just see this one, okay, in R1, R2, you can just see that set of all x1, comma x2 is going to become like a entire space is going to come. But if I'm just defining only x2 greater than 0, that means I'm just defining on the line, okay, with respect to the line, the one with respect to the real line, I'm just defining only one, okay, because only x2 is greater than 0. So that means I'm just collecting only this portion, okay. So this is nothing but the reflection in the plane. I just called it, okay, reflection in the plane with respect to the R here. In this case, one will be less. So with respect to dou R and with respect to dou R and so which is the point? How do I define is that? Okay, I just need to define the reflection in the plane. So this is R plus 1. I have to define the reflection in that plane. So in that case, what it will become? So with respect to this one, what I am going to define is that I am just going to define, okay, reflection in the plane. This is going to become like, if I just reflect it over here, whatever I have here, that minus if I put it is going to come over. So in that case, what I'm going to do is that if I take some x over here, okay, then the corresponding reflection over here is going to become x. So this is going to be x1 comma x2. Okay, then the mirror, the reflection with respect to this line over here is going to become like, okay, x1 comma minus x2 is going to come. So this is going to become like x1 and this is going to become like minus x2. Okay, that is nothing but my x2 value. Same way here, okay, in Rn plus same way, what I am having, I have a x delta. Okay, x delta is nothing but x1 comma x2 comma etc. x3 comma etc. xn minus 1. The last one, okay, with respect to that one, I am just doing that is nothing but minus x. So this is called the reflection in the plane with respect to the tau r n means with respect to the boundary. Okay, So that is the one which I with respect to the boundary of this n plus. So now what we need to do is that for this one we need to find the we need to solve this Poisson equation. Okay, so in that case, what we are trying to do is that our pi of y minus x no problem is going to come. Only the character function we got to re-look into it. So in all the cases, either in unit part or in the Gauss space, the same thing is going to come. So what we need to do is that we need to solve this problem. Okay, minus 12 pi x equal to 0 in R n plus, and then pi x equal to pi of y minus x, which is capital pi, and dou r n plus. Okay, dou r n plus. So this is the one which we need to solve. So in that case, what we do is that we just need to define what is our pi x of. So the pi x of y, what we are going to do is that let's define pi x of y in this plane. Okay, for this Rn plus. So that is going to become like what is our pi x of y? That is nothing but pi of y minus x delta in the Rn. Okay, pi of y minus x delta. Because your x is in the you are just defining from the half plane to the reflection plane. So pi of y minus x delta, that is going to become like, okay, that is going to become like pi of y minus x1, y1 minus x1, y2 minus x2, etc. yn minus 1 minus xn minus 1. So the last one, it is going to become like yn plus xn. Because here minus xn is there, therefore it will become like yn plus xn. So now on this line, okay, for example, if you take this line, in that case no problem is going to come. Okay, in that case pi of y is going to become like exactly same. Pi of y minus x only it is going to come. Yn minus x1 is going to come, because here no issue is going to come. Only on this thing. Suppose it is not in this line, then you are going to get the issue. Same thing over the Rn plus Rn also. Only on the boundary of the place there is no problem. Okay, it is going to be exactly sitting on that, so no problem is going to come. Only on the non-boundary cases we got to check what is going to be. So in that place, one plus sign will be changed. So now what we are going to define is that on that plane, okay, so the remaining plane you can just define the same thing. On that plane, what we are going to define is that we are going to define our Green's function. Okay, Green's function for the half space. Okay, is nothing but pi of, okay, capital pi of y minus x minus capital pi of y minus x delta. Okay, so this is nothing but the Green's function for the half space. So remember that in the Green's function, it is pi of y minus x minus pi x of. Okay, so in this one, it is going to become like g of xy is going to become like pi of y minus x minus pi of y minus x delta. Okay, so this is the Green's function in the half space. Now what we need to prove, we need to show that we need to obtain the representation formula. Okay, the representation formula here also we cannot obtain. So then we are done. So what we are going to do is that we are going to obtain the representation formula. So in that case, what is dou g by dou x of y we got to find. Dou g by dou xy means we got to find for all the things. U we got to find. So we got to find with respect to y1, y2, y3, etc. I got to find. Those are all same because that is not changing. Only the last one it is changing. Okay, so for that only I have to find it separately. So what it is going to come in that case, so only for the last coordinate I have to find. Okay, so last coordinate is going to become like dou g by dou nu. So dou g by dou nu is going to become like dou g by dou nu I have to find. So for that remaining things are same. Only dou g by dou yn is going to change. So that is nothing but dou g by dou yn of, okay, g is nothing but pi of y minus x, okay, pi of y minus x minus dou by dou yn of pi of y minus x delta. Okay. Now what is that? Dou by pi of y minus x we know. Okay, I am just differentiating with respect to the last variable only. So pi of y minus x is carrying this one minus 1 by n into alpha n, okay, into pi of y minus x. Okay, there is no big trouble. Only yn minus xn is going to come. Okay, yn minus xn divided by modulus of yn minus y minus x only. No y minus x whole power. y minus x whole power n. Whereas in the y minus x delta, this is going to change because on the last coordinate you have instead of y minus x, you have yn plus xn. So that is going to become like then yn plus xn divided by y minus x whole power n. Okay. So if I just simplify that further, okay, y belongs to on the this is on y belongs to rn plus 1. Okay, rn plus. Whereas if it is belonging to rn dou rn 1, then in that case there is no problem. Okay, y belongs to rn. Then what you have is that you have 2g of dou xy, that is going to become like minus 2g yn by dou xi, okay, because both are going to same. So now what you are going to get is that if you simplify that further, what you are going to get is that so yn will get cancelled, you will get only 2x is going to come. Okay, minus 2g of x yn is going to come. So in that case, what it is going to become is this is going to become like minus 2xn, okay, divided by y minus x whole power n. So this is going to become like dou g by dou nu. Okay, dou g by dou nu. Dou g by dou nu is nothing but minus dou g by dou yn at xy, because we got to find it at the boundary. So that is going to come like this. So this is going to solve the boundary value problem. Okay, if you solve this boundary value problem, then what is the Poisson? What is the representation formula? Is that the representation formula is that same thing? What you have u of x equal to same kind of things. Okay, u of x, the representation formula is same. Okay, that is not going to change. Only we need to substitute this value. So in that case, what it is going to become? H of y is 0 already. Okay, h of y, we are solving this problem. So h of y is already 0. So only remaining thing is minus f of y into dou g by dou nu xy is there. Dou g by dou nu, I have minus 2xn, okay, minus 2xn. Here n into alpha is there. Okay, n into alpha n. Okay, minus into minus will get cancelled. So 2xn divided by y minus x whole power n. So either y minus xn or x minus yn, it doesn't matter because it's just a positive quantity. Okay, so that is done. Now what we have is that this u of x comma y. Okay, this u of x comma y is nothing but, so u of x comma y is nothing but, this is nothing but the Poisson formula for the Laplace equation. Okay, Poisson formula for this Laplace equation into f of y. Okay, this is called the Poisson formula for the Laplace equation. And this quantity, okay, this quantity, this is called Poisson's kernel. Okay, this is called Poisson's kernel. So this is called Poisson formula. This is called Poisson's kernel. Okay, almost same kind of things we are going to do for okay, almost same kind of things we are going to do for our unit part also. In unit part, what we are going to do is that here, so okay, this is a theorem. Okay, so the theorem I'm just leaving it as an exercise. We can just do the same way. If you solve that problem, okay, if you solve the problem, suppose we assume that f belongs to c of r power n minus, okay, means the continuous with respect to the n minus 1 variable, and L infinity, because this is Rn plus, okay, that's the reason I'm just putting dou Rn plus, that's the reason we are putting Rn minus 1, okay, that is sufficient, and L infinity r of r power n minus 1, then what we can do is that u belongs to c infinity. Okay, u belongs to c infinity, means it is a kind of what does it represent? U belongs to c infinity means it is infinitely differentiable. Okay, intersection L infinity of R is that. And then you can prove that del u equal to 0 and limit extends to x naught and x plus R plus 1. Almost the same kind of things we have proved for the Laplace equation. Here also it is same. Okay, so you can just use the previous two theorems and then you can try this. It's not hard. Okay, just three inequalities you need to obtain, then we can. Okay, now what we have is for the unit ball we have. For unit ball, what we need to do is that a similar kind of derivation we have to do. So for this one, we are going to define the by x. Again, the same kind of character function will be got to change. With the character function, it will change. then automatically the g of xy is going to change. Okay, if the g of xy is changing, then that is going to give you the solution. So here, suppose x is in Rn. Suppose I take x in, okay, x belongs to Rn minus 0. Okay, I just take this x. Okay, x is not equal to 0. I'm just taking. So in that case, I can just define x delta. Okay, x delta is, but in the half case, we define x delta is nothing but x1, x2, xn minus 1, etc. minus xn we define. So here we are going to define x by mod x square. Okay, if x is not in or x is not equal to 0. Okay, so this is called the point of dual. Okay, this is called point of dual with respect to the bar. Okay, the sphere tau b of 0, 1. Okay, this I call it as a point of dual with respect to the sphere tau b of 0, 1. So what it is going to do is that the mapping, okay, the mapping x to x is the inversion. Okay, it is nothing but an inversion to the unit sphere. Means it is going to bring everything to the unit sphere. Okay, inversion through the unit sphere. Almost the same kind of logic you can just see in the Riemann projections, etc. I think you may see it in the complex analysis course, okay, something like Riemann projections, etc. Same kind of thing. So this is the inversion through the unit sphere. Okay, inversion through the unit sphere. So now suppose if you take x belongs to p of 0, 1, what we need to do is that we need to define the character function. So here I'm just going to define the character function in this way. Okay, pi of xy is nothing but pi of mod x into y minus x. Okay, pi of mod x into y minus x. This is my character function. So if I define this one, the same kind of logic whatever we applied in the previous one, from that what we can prove is that your g of xy, okay, the same kind of thing. So here in the last case, only yn is changing, remaining are the same, so there is no problem. But here everything is changing. Therefore, you need to calculate your tau g by. So you got to calculate your so your g of xy first you got to find. So g of xy is going to become like pi of y minus x. Okay, pi of y minus x minus the character function is I got right. So pi of mod x into y minus x is square. Now you got to find what is your tau g by dou nu. Okay, tau g by dou nu. In the previous case, only yn term was different. Here, all the terms are going to be changing. Therefore, you got to calculate all your terms you got to calculate. Okay, tau g by dou for tau g by dou nu, all the derivatives you got to calculate. So for that, first what you need to calculate is that you need to calculate your tau g by dou ya you got to calculate. Okay, tau g by dou y is going to become like tau pi by dou y. Okay, tau pi by dou y I into y minus x minus pi of tau pi by dou y. Sorry, that is y. Tau pi by dou y of pi of mod x into y minus x. Okay, this I got x delta. Okay. So first one, as it is, no problem. Okay, xi minus yi by y minus x1 is going to come, so no problem. Second one, what it is going to come is that you have to define it for this one. So you have to use the u by v rule, and then you will get it like yi. Okay, yi into mod x is going to come. Okay, yi into mod x square is going to come minus xi is going to come. So you will get here this as it is, only here it is going to change. Then what you need to find? You need to find tau g by dou nu. So tau g by dou nu is nothing but, so this is going to become like yi into tau g by dou yi. Then if you make some simplification, what you are going to get is that your tau g by dou nu is going to become like minus 1 by alpha n. Okay, 1 minus mod x squared by y minus x minus y equal to y squared. So now the same kind of things, if you use the representation formula, the first term is going to become 0, second term it is going to become like 1 minus mod x square by n into alpha n, same thing. Okay, only this term is going to change. Only 1 minus mod x square is going to become x term. Remaining thing is almost similar to what we had in the previous one. So there it is 2xn, here it is becoming like 1 minus mod x square is coming and x term. This is called the Poisson formula for the unit part. Okay, if I go for the, if I just generalize this for the ball in R dimension. Okay, if R is greater than 0, in that case, what you are going to get is that there is a mistake here. This E of x is going to be R square minus mod x square. Okay, R square mod x square. Here unit ball, therefore you are getting 1 minus mod x square. In the case of ball with radius R, okay, B of 0, R ball, you are going to get R square minus x square. So once again, you can prove a similar theorem for your ball of radius R also. Okay, so now we'll